Every time you discount, you make a deal with the devil. You don't hear thunder, you don't smell brimstone. But trust me, that curse is real. Because every time you slash your price to win the deal, you're trading your value for validation. And that deal, it comes with consequences. Years ago, I worked with a rep who just landed a big enterprise client. He was over the moon. He said it was his career-defining deal. But when we looked at the contracts, we asked, but why is the discount 57%? He shrugged. He said, procurement pushed hard. I didn't want to lose it. I needed that deal. But 1 year later, when renewal time came, the same client came back, and not for expansion, but for another discount. They said, we need to save money. And they said, you did it before, right? So they got it again, another discount. By year 2, the deal was not profitable. By year 3, the rep was gone. Because here's the truth. Once you sell cheap, you become the cheap option. And cheap options never win loyalty. They just attract more discount requests. And that's a curse. Discounting doesn't just lower your price. It lowers your perceived value. The buyer stops seeing you as a trusted advisor and starts seeing you as a vendor. They stop asking, how can you help me grow? And they start asking, how much can I squeeze out of you next time? How come you cost so much? It's a slow death, one price cut at a time. And I've seen it destroy good reps, good companies, and good margins. Because discounting doesn't fix your sales problem. It just hides it under a smaller number. And so you live another day, but that extra day will come to an end. So how do you break the curse? You stop negotiating like a victim and you start leading like a professional. And it starts by anchoring on value, not cost. When they say you're too expensive, don't panic. Translate it to what they're really saying. You haven't convinced me it's worth it. That's a value gap, not a pricing. 2, you need to negotiate the scope, not the price. If they truly cannot afford the full package, remove something. Say, I can meet your budget, but we'd have to scale back these components. Which one would you prefer to remove? And now what you're doing, you're trading value for value and not confidence for cash. And 3, it's a personal thing. It's to hold your frame. Your tone tells the buyer what to believe. If you sound nervous, they assume you're overpriced. If you sound calm and certain, they assume you're worth it. Because buyers don't just buy a solution or a product, they buy a conviction. And now here's the moment everyone dreads. The buyer says, I like your solution, but the price feels high. Most reps jump straight into defense mode. Don't. Take a breath, slow it down. And here's how a pro handles it. Start with this. Besides pricing, are there any other concerns we need to address before moving forward? You pause and you look confident. And if they say no, good. You've isolated the objection. And then you can follow with, okay, imagine for a second that pricing was not a factor. Would you feel confident that we're the right partner for this project? If they say yes, now you know price is not the real issue. It's just anxiety about risk or approval. If they say no, it's not a pricing problem at all. It's a value problem. Either way, by asking those questions, you've taken back control of the conversation. Now you can shift the focus back to value by reframing and say, look, my goal is not to be the cheapest option, is to deliver the best business outcomes. Let's review what success looks like and how we get there. Or, if price was your only concern, there are plenty of cheaper solutions out there. But you and I both know cheaper often becomes the most expensive decision in the long run. And what you're doing then, you're not arguing, you're reframing. You're bringing the conversation back to impact and not to an invoice. So this Halloween, remember, the real monsters in sales are not your competitors. They're the doubts inside your own head whispering, just shoot them, still in. Don't feed those monsters. Protect your margin, protect your value, protect your soul. Because the scariest thing you can lose in sales is not a deal, it's your belief in what you're worth. So if you ever felt pressure to drop your price, drop a dead head in the comments. And if you want to deal without discounting, tell me how you did it. Let's kill this curse once and for all. Check out the following video on how you build great value proposition. I'll see you in the next one.